Well, that's the last time you're gonna hear our Cadillac sound like that. We've got some upgrades to put on this $60,000 car that's gonna transform the way it sounds, and we're gonna do it today on Blacktop Speed Shop.
This is our 2014 CTS-V Wagon. It's got under 60,000 miles and is only one of a few hundred built this model year. We aren't going to ruin this car, but we have to make it turn heads at SEMA, which is easier said than done.
We added a trailer hitch so we could do drag and drive, but we hit a big snag.
Uh-oh. Are you kidding? That for sure ain't for Cadillac.
So we custom fabricated a hitch using some steel tubing we had lying around the shop. You want to assist with this, sir?
I'll do something.
Thank you. The guys over at Dirt and Trails fabricated some custom brackets, so all we had to do is weld everything into place.
We did have to notch the bumper to fit the receiver, which I was not thrilled with. I don't know whether to cry or jump for joy.
I just want you to have this memento of the car that you'll never own. You're welcome. Dead money, son. Look at that, I ain't even playing for that.
We did something right if it's level both ways. Now that I got the factory intake off, we're gonna install the new air raid intake kit that we got from Summit Racing. You will have to swap over your mass airflow sensor and your vent tube, but it's pretty easy and it's pretty quick to install.
Ouch. Hey, just in case you're wondering, they love to put wires right in the way where you're trying to put bolts in.
At least we can eliminate this zip tie.
What's that there for?
Brian taught me a neat trick here with glass cleaner, which I wish I would have known 10 years ago. You can use it as temporary lube for stuff like this, and it just evaporates and goes away. Thank you, Mr. Brian.
Speed tips.
Speed tips, that's right. As long as you don't spray it on your mass airflow sensor, that's probably less than ideal.
May read a little funny.
Let's hope that's what's holding it. It was, just in case you're wondering.
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Me neither. Gotta admit though, it does look good.
It'll look a lot better when I don't have to mess with it anymore. Hey, look at this. Hold on. Might be able to simplify our mess here. Because a hose clamp on a hose is too complicated.
Whose idea was to lay this out while we were working on it?
No, I've asked that question a couple times today, but. I got it, Dad, leave it alone.
Very delicate. Are you gonna be able to get that on there now?
I don't know, I was just looking at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks great.
Smile more, Jason.
Oh my God.
Smile more.
Oh my God. Is oval still a shape of an air filter?
Yeah. There's oval air filters. Look in the LT ones from the 90s. They're all oval.
Is this LT1 from the 90s?
Well, the filter's not on.
Good job.
It's there. Have I told you I'm going to scream yet?
We're so proud of you. 48 hours to put an air cleaner on. I wouldn't do that. It's like a brick wall. You could hit a telephone pole and the air cleaner will still be there.
Wuss. You need a ratchet?
Worked good too. I'm done. What are you doing?
You ain't put them in.
And we're done. Good job, Jason. We just proved that in 48 hours we can install an air raid mass airflow intake system.
Yeah.
That don't look bad.
It looks better.
Well, as you know, we're working on our 2014 CTS-V Wagon. We partnered with EBC Brakes, and this car is going to debut at their booth at SEMA. So of course, next step is to use EBC Redstuff pads. We're going to put some slotted rotors on it as well, all from EBC. But we got to get them done. You ever disconnected your toe?
We're having this conversation right now?
No.
Why don't you tell the class what you did yesterday, Brian?
I got a hot tub yesterday.
Yeah. At the low cost of 2 toes.
You was a Boy Scout, wasn't you?
Well, you already took half the tools that I need.
I know. So first step, replacing these brakes on this type of caliper. You drive the guide pins out. Actually, they are pin locks on this particular caliper. There's no guide pin, but we drive them out to release the spring, be able to pull the pads out, so then we can take the caliper off. This is what we were talking about here. On the end of it, this is the side that you drive out from the caliper and drive it back. It's a press fit collar on the top of this right here. Here, you want these pliers?
Maybe.
All right, now we need to.
How the pads look.
Not bad.
You can tell these pads ain't been out in a while.
Dude, that is tight.
Ugh.
Did yours say Bosch on it too?
They did, in fact, say Bosch. You zooming in real hard on that one? Good. This is gonna hurt really bad when I miss.
Speaking of hurting,
I'm not an engineer. I can't tell you if it's dumb or not.
I can tell you what, the engineer ain't the one working on it, that's for sure. So any of y'all at home, you know this is the dreaded Torx bit in the rotor, okay? Everybody knows if this hasn't happened to you, it's just when it will happen. They've rounded out, they broke off. How many of y'all at home have definitely drilled these out before? Put some comments in there, you'll be able to see.
What was he saying?
Strong and muscular.
I didn't have to hit mine that much, so.
Well,
Say it, say it.
always put anti-seize back on your hub right here. We're gonna dress it. We'll get all the rust and stuff off of it. We'll brush it down.
Mine almost looks like a brand new wheel bearing. Is yours? Yeah. See, mine almost looks brand new.
Yep, just the hub. You know how they rust like that. I guess we need that stainless brush and we'll put it on our grill.
He needs an attitude adjustment.
All right, young whippersnapper.
See, now I'm looking out for the guy and I'm gonna get labeled a A.
Always remember to wear your proper PPE when you're doing this at home, guys. It's super important. Public service announcement. Thank you to Flex Tools for providing our tools for us today too. They are great. Putting anti-seize on the center of the hub. It's just like an insurance policy basically to help it come back off in the future. Had they had done that before, we wouldn't have so much corrosion or rust trying to get the rotor off. We wouldn't have to beat on it as bad. It's just a good practice.
Do you put those back in?
Look, man, EBC thought of everything, dude. Did you notice this difference, like just looking at it? Well, these aren't drilled, but they are slotted. You want to talk about that?
I have an answer in my head, but I don't know if it's technically true, because I've always been told it's because it cleans the pad off from the glaze.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And it gets the gases out, because your pads create gas
Right, as they heat up.
as they heat up, so those slots are to get rid of the gas.
But the drilled part of the rotor is for heat dissipation. I do know that. So it helps with that. You know what I mean?
A lot of people say don't even do drilled anymore.
I've heard the same thing, man.
'Cause
But you know, they still offer them. Everybody offers a drilled and a slotted rotor.
Not EBC.
Nope. They are just slotted. So
They know something we don't.
this is definitely a performance line of rotor for them for sure, 100%. You know, they wanted us to use the best and we got it. Redstuff pads on top of that, we can't go wrong.
A detail brush.
We ain't got none. Just waiting to ram my finger into the side of it. You know it, right on the end of your thumbnail or fingernail. God, that sucks. All right, as you can see, we got our calipers hanging. They're all scuffed and cleaned up. As you know, we're using the EBC Redstuff brake pad, so we wanted the calipers to be red as well. So we were using our POR 15 brake caliper paint. So it is extremely high temperature resistant and made for our specific application. So we're gonna try the brush method. They said it's self-leveling and says it creates a superior finish. So we're gonna get to painting.
Pretty red. Pretty red. Oh, thank you.
Happy little trees, remember that. Is there a towel?
What do I do about
There's a
that?
towel behind you. Just don't drip it on our new floor.
It might add some friction to it.
Let's just see. Oh yeah, this is thick. Oh yeah, it's gonna
I
cover
hope
it good.
none of y'all caught that.
It actually covers really well. This says 3 hours recoat time. So that just tells you how hardened it's gonna be before you put the second coat.
What happens if we don't listen to that?
Then it may not stick.
This is really weird.
It's almost the same exact color
So same color what? To the pads?
as the sky outside, Jason.
How thick is it going on for you? Okay, I need to go thicker.
Saying your art teacher said you'd never amount to anything.
You'd be surprised at how accurate you are, Mr. Cameraman. Just to be clear, my art teacher was a fantastic lady. If you're watching, Miss Pibb, I'm sorry.
Are you on TV, art teacher? No, that's what I thought. Craft time with Brian and Jason. Up
Some
next,
crafts.
snacks.
And then nap time.
Dude, it is self-leveling already.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like painting with molasses. It's great. If you try to put a second coat right over this right now, it would just drag it along
Yeah.
everywhere. It's not even dry yet, and I'm already a believer.
That's also why I'm painting the backside first, so I can figure it out back here.
Exactly. But look at that. Slick. Ain't that crazy? How are you gonna get a better finish than this? So up next, we have our exhaust to put on our 2014 CTS-V. We purchased a kit that is a collector back kit, direct bolt-in for our Wagon application. However, we did run into some small issues. Come on, cameraman, check this out. Let's talk about why and what we're doing here. So this car from the factory should have had some type of a header, maybe even a manifold, depending on the application, but a header at least. And they're pre-bent pipes from the collector back. So this should be a bolt-in application. So the headers that we have are actually aftermarket application with no stampings or markings. So we don't even know what brand they are, but they do have a slight bend to them, especially on the passenger side of the vehicle. And the actual pipe itself that's supposed to go with this kit is a straight on bend. So therefore it's gonna throw our exhaust at a kink. And with the full air ride system we already have, it won't have the ground clearance either. So we're gonna wind up using the X pipe that's already installed on this car, as we don't know what brand the headers are. So we're gonna adapt this kit to fit our application and run it all the way to the back.
Is this your high-speed exhaust hanger?
It is. I wouldn't take that off yet unless you're gonna hold it.
Oh.
Don't let it fall on my head.
Let's see what I can do.
Dude, these ain't tight either, at all. Look at this, cameraman, check this out. We have not touched this. Dude, look at that. Is that not crazy? High performance exhaust hanger. This is weight reduction.
What did you do to it?
It was hanging, wasn't it?
We tried to fit our exhaust, but since we have aftermarket headers, it doesn't line up perfect. I got this down. I'm gonna finish welding this. That way we can put it up and we can finish the exhaust and see how it sounds. It ain't pretty, but it'll hold.
I'll hold it and you put it on there. I guess we can go on and tighten them on the collector so it'll hold the weight, you know what I mean? You know, being an exhaust guy was never like my dream in life. I never inspired to be an exhaust person.
No?
No.
I don't like doing it, but I like changing how things sound. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Now that Brian and I got the calipers painted, we're going to get these installed with the new EBC Redstuff brake pads that they so kindly sent us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that knocked out as quickly as possible. One's longer and one's shorter. We found that out the hard way. One of these knuckle mounts is longer than the other one, so. Unless you want to punch a hole in your brand new rotor, I suggest you put the right one where it belongs. Tight. I'm compressing the pistons, and the only reason this works without the special tool is because the hose is not attached in the back. Usually, they make a special tool for this that you stick in the middle, and it compresses all of the pistons at once, because this is a 4-piston. Because if you didn't do that, and this was a sealed system with no air in it,
when you push one in, it'd push another one out. But I'm lucky because it's disconnected. So now I don't have to do that, and I just pry in each one individually. And you have to press your pistons in because your old pads have less material on them, so your pistons are closer to your rotor, so they won't fit. And it's usually easier because it's only one piston to do. This being a fixed rotor, there's pistons on each side, so now you have to do 4 pistons instead of just 1. That's right. You wanna come over here? You wanna come over here. The nice thing about this style of caliper is that it's open right here, because it's fixed mount, so you don't even have to take your caliper off to switch your pads anymore. You just slip them in. With a brake setup like this, when you go to the track, you'll run an aggressive material that is not so good for street driving because it's noisy, it wears your rotors out on regular driving, and it's not good at low temperature. So what a lot of people will do is they'll buy a nice set of pads for the track, and then they'll buy a nice set of ceramic that's better street manners, that don't require as much heat to operate, that don't require as much pressure to operate. And it's easier on your rotors and doesn't wear out your rotors as much too. And this just makes it so much easier to do that with a fixed style rather than a floating style, because you can just take 2 pins out and that's all that holds it in. You slip these in, your pins go through the back, you line it all up, it's done. Super simple, super easy.
All right, so now we got our exhaust installed, our cold air intake installed. We put our new brakes and calipers on. Up next though, we wanted to be able to see live data and be able to control things as far as tune wise. So Diablo Sports sent us their Trinity 2 EX tuner. Pretty simple plug and play application. So it does have a HDMI cord that attaches to the actual monitor itself. This should give us live data while the vehicle's running. We're going to take the information pack or snippets. We're actually going to send it back to them. They're going to help write our tune for our cold air intake that we installed with the pulley upgrade and with the exhaust system that we have installed on the cars. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and start it. So live right now, guys, we're around 900 RPM idling while we're sitting here, 75% fuel level. Engine coolant temps at 172 degrees. We did have it running prior as we were moving it around in the shop, so that's understandable. Intake air temp is around 150 degrees. So we're gonna run a data log and we're gonna email them this data log over, and they're gonna write us a custom tune for our application. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So we're almost done with our 2014 Cadillac. Up to this point, we've installed our full adjustable air ride suspension from AccuAir with the E-level system on it.
Are you obstructing?
I am.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That is
Right
crazy.
there, it's perfect.
We also installed a Diablo Sport tuner, so we watch live engine data and stream data. We can write our own tunes and we can adjust it live while we're driving.
Also, we put EBC brakes on it, so we got to go bed those in next. And we did a cold air intake, and we did an exhaust for it. That way Diablo Sport can write us a custom tune. But speaking of exhaust, I'm going to start it so you guys can hear it, but also so I can hear it because I love how it sounds. So get in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to hear it. Let her rip, baby.